So the Copa del Rey final is happening in just a few days, and in a season where Barcelona have gotten all the success so far, the big question is, can Real win this one? Well, I'll be answering that question today. This video is going to be the ultimate preview for the Copa del Rey final. I'll be going through how Real and Barca have done in the competition so far, their recent form, who's going to play, and my final prediction for who's going to win it. First, let me give you the rundown on how we got to this El Clasico final. By the way, last time we had this matchup as a Copa del Rey final, it was over 10 years ago, and it was that iconic Gareth Bale winner with Ronaldo on the bench. So on the lead up to the final, it was pretty comfortable for the most part for both teams. Barcelona smashed Barbastro, Real Betis, and Valencia very comfortably, and Real got past Deportivo Minera and Celta Vigo equally comfortably, but needed a last-minute winner from Endrick to beat Leganes. The semifinals for both teams were equally as wild as each other, and they literally copied each other's scorelines. Barcelona's first leg was at home to Atletico Madrid and ended in an unbelievable 8-goal draw, with Atleti scoring 2 late goals. Meanwhile, Real Madrid comfortably beat Real Sociedad away from home 1-0. Then in the second leg, Barcelona beat Atleti comfortably 1-0 away from home, while Real at the Bernabeu ended up in a 4-4 draw with Sociedad. You just can't make it up, they literally both did the exact same tie, just in reverse. It's anyone's prediction as to what we're going to get in the final, but I'm hoping Real and Barca are in more of a 4-4 draw mood rather than a 1-0 win mood. Now let's talk about both teams' form going into the game. And some big news for Real: Mbappe is doubtful for the final since he picked up an ankle injury against Arsenal. Endrick's form in the Copa del Rey has been great this season, and Mbappe hasn't been the best lately, so if Endrick starts instead, that could actually be a blessing in disguise for Real Madrid. Speaking of Real Madrid, the elephant in the room is that they just got flattened by Arsenal, losing 5-1 on aggregate, looking completely lost on the field. The usual determination and drive to come back we're used to seeing from Real was just completely gone. It's not a good look when you lose 5-1, and most people are saying that your best player was your goalkeeper. Could have been a lot worse. Aside from the Arsenal game, they just haven't been all that convincing lately. They scraped through against Alaves, needed a last-minute screamer from Valverde to beat Athletic Club's bench warmers, and they lost at home to Valencia. Now Barcelona lately haven't exactly been the best, they've been up and down as well, but still better than Real Madrid. They actually play against Mallorca as I'm recording this, so we're going to see if that result changes anything, but as of now, I describe their recent form as complacent. While they did absolutely destroy Dortmund in the first leg of the Champions League, they totally took their foot off the gas in the second leg and almost threw the tie away. So they conceded 3 against Dortmund, but they also conceded 3 again against Celta Vigo and needed a last-gasp penalty from raphinha to win the game. So neither team is in world-class form going into the game. Barcelona, I'd say, definitely looked the better of the two, though. They're conceding a lot, but they're also scoring a lot. Now let's get into the match itself. First, I'm going to give you the most likely lineups for both teams going into the game. Let's start with Real Madrid. Their biggest question marks for them are their left back and right back positions. They're the weak points of the team, and their fullbacks are going to have to deal with Yamal and Raphinha. To go up against Raphinha, I think Fede Valverde is the only choice that makes sense here. I don't fancy Lucas Vazquez there at all, and they're going to need to make a change from the past 2 games they played against Barcelona this season. And on the left, with Ferland Mendy unavailable, I think it'll be Camavinga. Ancelotti loves to play him at left back, and he's quicker than Alaba and more experienced than Fran Garcia, so I think he'll be the one tasked with keeping Yamal at bay. Asensio, Rudiger, and Courtois have been the preferred choices to fill out the rest of the back line, so I think Carlo will stick with them. I think Modric's experience gets him the start in midfield with Tchouaméni and Bellingham. Ceballos will definitely come off the bench though. And then up front, it'll be Vini and Rodrygo on the wings, and then either Mbappe or Endrick up top, depending on Mbappe's recovery from that ankle injury. For Barcelona, there's a huge miss for them that I forgot to mention: Robert Lewandowski. He picked up an injury against Celta Vigo and he's going to miss the game. He's barely missed the game all season, and Barcelona don't have a direct backup striker, so who do they go for up top? Well, Ferran Torres has been great off the bench this season, and although he's mostly a winger, he can definitely do a job up front, so I think he'll get the start. The rest of the lineup is pretty much as usual. Balde's been injured for the past couple games, so Gerard Martin will definitely start at left back over him. Expect Fermin Lopez to come off the bench for Olmo, but I think Dani Olmo will get the start here against Real Madrid. When you look at both of these lineups, it's hard to see Real Madrid being able to deal with Barcelona's attack. All you have to do is see how badly they've done against Barcelona's attack already this season. Yeah, it's really not looking good for Real. I think Valverde at right back will be the key to trying to stop Raphinha and preventing another absolute thrashing like I said earlier, but it's hard not to see Barcelona winning this. This season just doesn't feel like Real Madrid's, so I'm definitely predicting a Barcelona victory here. But let me play devil's advocate and describe how I think Real can win the match. Like I said before, their fullbacks, who I think will be Valverde and Camavinga, need to play out of their minds. Yamal and Raphinha are the main men for Barcelona, and if you stop them, then you can stop Barcelona. I think Varane Torres will be much easier to deal with than Lewandowski, so that actually plays into Real Madrid's hands. Whoever's playing at defensive midfield, most likely Tchouaméni, is also going to have a big task dealing with Dani Olmo. His dribbling's on another level, and Tchouaméni and the center backs are going to need to work overtime to shut him down. But most of all, Real Madrid need to shake off the bad form they're in right now, the bad vibes, the bad juju, whatever you want to call it. And Vini and Rodrygo need to get back into form and get firing on all cylinders. Another thing that favors Real Madrid is that Barcelona have been leaking goals recently, so it's definitely not out of the question that Real can expose their high line and hit them on some quick counterattacks. So even if Real can't stop Barcelona from scoring, maybe they can outscore them. Like I said before, Endrick's been on good form in the Copa del Rey, so whether he starts or comes off the bench, I think he can definitely hit Barcelona with a crucial goal. Also, this is a final, so form is kinda off the table, and Real do tend to thrive in finals. So I definitely can see Real winning. It's just that Barcelona are the better team right now, and they've already shown that they can destroy Real Madrid this season. But what do you think about this Copa del Rey final? Do Real have a chance? What do you think the score will be? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to Footballers for more videos like this one.